Welcome to Straight from the Muzzle, folks, where we are anything but straight. My name is Space,
And I'm Deer.
and we welcome you to our episode, which is about what today?
Everything Furbies.
Yes, this is a show that I kind of proposed to you because you're a Furby expert in a way.
Some may say.
Yeah. And we brought it up in the last episode. That was about like 18 questions because I asked you about it. And then this is kind of like a joke that like it's like an inside joke for our staff chat that we just pretty much spam Deer with a bunch of like Furby crap all the time in Telegram. So we thought, why not? Let's just go ahead and do a Furby episode because there's so much to Furbies that meets the eye, and I can guarantee you it will blow your mind and then make you wonder, why the hell did I just listen to this episode? Oh my God. So, but before we kind of like dive into like all things Furby, we got to do a little bit of history first in regards to how they came to be. So, from what I was able to find, and this was via Wikipedia, so we all know that Wikipedia isn't like the most trustworthy with information because it can be edited at any given time, but it's probably the most accurate at the same time.
Yeah, everything that I've seen is pretty accurate, I think.
And yeah, and exactly. And so I was able to cross-reference the history with Wikipedia, fandom.com, and a few other websites, and they all seem to have the same information. So it could be just that someone just copy and pasted it over across the web. So it should be fairly accurate. But Furbies were created by a company called Tiger Electronics. Now I tried to figure out if Tiger Electronics was by itself originally, but it's actually one of those like branches of Hasbro back in 1998. And so Hasbro basically had Tiger bring this new toy to the market called Furbies back in the 1998s. I don't know why I said it like that. And over a 3-year span, they sold over 40 million units, which is huge. And that's across the world. The average retail for a Furby was about $35. Now, I don't know if that number goes up or down between the 3 years, but that's what I was able to find. And if you were to combine that with the amount sold over the 3 years, they would have made about $1.4 billion just off of the 3 years worth of Furbies. That does not count any of the additional Furbies that would have been made later on, which is insane for a toy company, just saying. Which, yeah, it's crazy. It was the first toy in history to successfully sell as a domestic robot. Now, I didn't really consider it as a domestic robot when I was writing up these notes and when I was thinking about Furbies, because I always just thought they were creepy little units with eyes and it made like noises like, just things like that. It just never really occurred to me. But as I was looking into it, they really are. They are robots that utilize a lot of like mechanics and a lot of things in a tiny little toy that was revolutionary to the time. So it utilized voice recognition technology before Apple. Zing. Apple loves to claim that they have revolutionary product, but then other products have had it for
Furbies did it better.
Yeah, Furbies did it better. They had complex facial expressions. And then they also had an AI learning program. Now, not like one that could be used against them. It was just one that had like preloaded phrases so that as the user or the individual would talk to the Furby would then eventually learn to talk back to the individual. And over time, they would kind of just learn to recognize that one person. But it wasn't like an AI program learning to, take over the world or anything of that nature. Not yet, at least. I mean, there's no actual conclusive evidence that now Furbies nowadays can do that. Furbies then could not do that.
To be fair, I think Furbies then would if they could. I feel like they want to.
Totally would. And we'll kind of go into that because Deer has brought up something about the NSA and the Pentagon about Furbies, which we'll go into in just a little bit because it's quite funny. According to And I went and I found a list of Furbies, which I kind of regret doing.
But they were all so good.
But they are really so good. So I found a website. So it's the official-furby.com slash wish. I can't. I'll put the link in the information below so you guys can get it. And then anything that we show or anything that we talk about, if we pull up a picture or anything, there'll be a link for that into our Trello where you guys can follow along so you can see all the different pictures and the different things that we reference to, so you're not kind of like out of the loop. But I was able to find the first generation Furbies, and I thought some of them were kind of interesting, and I thought these are really odd choices for our first gen. So the first one was leopard.
I have one of those.
Which is, it seems about normal. Snowball.
I have one of those.
Wolf. Witch's cat, which is just black.
So cute. So cute.
Church mouse.
Also very cute. Weird name, but very cute.
I don't get where they came up with that. And then skunk, which is like not the first thing I think of for like a little, and they're all based off of like what, animals mostly?
Kinda. It's just loosely based on what color they are.
Yeah, but they eventually kind of like evolve into other things beyond the kingdom of animals. And so that was like their first generation, and then they keep going on generations, and they keep adding more and more and more. And they get really cute, and their colors get really cute as well. But that was their first one, and I just thought that was, some of those were kind of odd, like church mouse. Like, who thought of church mouse?
I don't actually know which. I think the church mouse one. I don't know if that's the grey one. Let me look it up.
It's got like a little pomp on his head.
Oh, that
like,
one.
It doesn't look like, okay, to me, that looks like a maiden. Okay?
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like a Mary Poppins maiden, you know?
To be fair, they all have kind of the weird fluff on the top of the head.
They do, which I don't understand what that's supposed to be. Is that just supposed to be a tuft of hair on their head?
Yeah, just a little fluff thing. Some of them have in
Mohawks.
I think that's mostly second gen there, but first gen are all poofs.
You know, I'm surprised they didn't create like a World of Warcraft Furby.
Oh, that'd be pretty spicy. I'm sure someone has.
Yeah, that would be like in the world of custom creations. It looks like they did have one in Generation 6 called the Alligator Furby, which the way that it's edited, someone cropped around it, so it kind of looks like there's fins on it, but it's not. It's just a really shoddy crop job. And the one called Lizard does not look like a lizard. It looks like a giraffe got, you know, funky with some brown sugar.
Yeah.
You know, so it's some really interesting adaptations here. But as the generations go on, they get really interesting. And so I thought I'd kind of go over the adaptations real quick of the furry, what do we call it, the family? And then Deer will go over the current fandom and then kind of delve in a little bit further into the Furbies themselves. And Deer, feel free to like jump in on any of these I'm about to list and kind of explain what they are if you want to. The first ones that came out after the first Furbies were the Furby babies, which were in 1999.
Yeah, just Furbies but small.
Yeah, and I think they had like little legs.
They literally look, because I have one, they literally look exactly the same as the normal like 90s Furbies. Just smaller. Just a little smaller.
Little cute things.
And they have some like more babyish like dialogue
colors
and stuff. Yeah.
And they're more like pastels. They kind of remind you of Easter.
Yeah, exactly. That's my boy Yeast. He's a Furby baby. Mr. Moist Yeast.
Gross. And then, of course, again, there's that weird one right there. Is one from Generation 4 called Seahorse, which doesn't look like a seahorse.
Yeah, I think it's mainly just based around like
the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Or Blue Change. That's a weird one.
Is that getting real creative?
No, that's where they started picking names out of a hat.
I think so.
Yeah. Then after a while, in 2001, they came out with an adaptation called the Shelbies, which could interact with any of the original Furbies. The Shelbies were interesting because they are these little shells. They still have the same characteristic as the Furbies. They have eyes. The eyes look like they're a little bit bigger. And then they kind of look like almost like clamshells with like these little antennas. And then to me, they look like they have like weird boob feet.
They kind of do. I think they're really cute, but they have like big monobrows. It's like their eyelashes. Yeah. They're really weird, but I think they're good.
They're really, really interesting. That's for sure. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Until I was like, what the hell is a Shelby? I didn't even think, is that like a knockoff?
To be fair, I think really weird, but really interesting kind of sums up the
what
entire.
A Shelby is.
No, just Furbies.
In general.
Yeah.
Something that came out from a different universe that like wasn't supposed to happen but happened and it ended up being a good thing in a weird way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Then from 2005 to 2007, we had something called Furby Friends, which were basically not necessarily a line of specific Furbies, but they were kind of like adaptations from like movies like E.T., Star Wars.
Oh, God, yeah.
What was it? We have Pikachu.
I will say I
Pokemons.
Absolutely like. Oh, I most of the things in the Furby brand I like, but like the
ET looks creepy.
Yeah, and the like. I think there's. I don't know if it's official, but I know there was like a what's the thing? Don't feed it after midnight thing.
Like Gizmo.
Yeah, they have one of those.
A gremlin?
Yeah, a gremlin.
Yeah, they have gremlins.
And it's I don't like it.
And they have like a Mike Wazowski one, which is already creepy as it is because Mike only has one eye. So, I mean.
I don't know which of these, if all of these are official, but yeah, they're definitely a thing that exists.
But E.T.'s creepy as it is, to actually make that into a Furby is super creepy.
God, yeah.
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 I'm not okay with that. So that happened. And then, actually, no, that just happened at a point in time. There was no time frame on that. I got the time frame wrong. From 2005 to 2007 was meant for the Emototronic Furbies, which includes the baby gen, which is what I consider the creepiest looking thing I've ever seen. What is an Emototronic Furby? How is that different from the actual Furby?
I think it's just a pun on animatronic.
Oh.
But like
they're already animatronic though.
They are. I think it was just them trying to be a little spicy, trying to make it interesting.
Okay. And these would also be known as Era 2. So the first ones you could technically call them as Era 1, but you don't typically call the first generation Era 1 until you have an Era 2. So these are their Era 2s. These ones are a little bit different shaped. I would say they're more like almost butternut squash shaped. It's really interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree.
They got big hips. They got hips like I like to think they've got.
See,
ask Boom what I think about big hips. And there's either you got big curvy hips or you have hips called birthing hips, and that's what they've got.
Either way, they do not lie. So
they're just kind of weird.
I quite like the 2005, 2007 ones. I think they're kind of sweet. At least the adult ones. The adult ones have like kind faces, I think.
Yeah.
They're not like something I'd necessarily buy, but I like them. I like seeing people with them. I think they're nice. I think they're sweet.
During this time, they also released just one edition, well, 3 editions, and edition being an individual, something called the Funky Furbies.
Yes.
Pink and yellow, purple, green, and blue and purple.
Those so they dance.
They dance?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to pull that up at some point. That's creepy. The Furby Babies happened in 2005. Now, these are the bigger versions of the original Furby babies. But I think these ones are creepy because they
Yeah.
added legs onto the sides
Yeah.
of these
They're
babies,
the
and
Furby
they're
babies to go with like,
creepy.
yeah, they're to go with like the 2005 ones. Um,
They
yeah,
kind of look like
they're
the
pretty weird.
not AT-ATs, but they kind of look like one of the weird Imperial things that crashed down on Endor and stuff. And
Yeah,
like, I just feel like they would be walking around, but it just, I don't know. They just seem really creepy and
I do
weird.
like them though, just in the fact that I see them and they make me happy because of how weird they are.
I'll tell you what, the one
They're
that's
so
called
strange.
Sand looks like he has a gnarly goatee. I will
Which, by
say
the
that.
way, Sand is such a funny name.
It's a weird name. Then after that, we have era 2012, which is called A Mind of Its Own. This is era 3, and this is kind of like what they would call as a rebrand and a refresher of bringing Furby back to the market again.
Mhm.
These ones are a little bit more trendier, a lot more newer looking. I wouldn't say graceful, but definitely interesting for
These little
sure.
pom poms.
Yeah, and some of them, it looks like in Generation 3, they have like these little, like they have troll hair almost.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of all of them, but I do like the Yeti, like the completely white ones. I think they're really cute. Yeah, they're good. They're
And
good.
they're really interesting. And then after that, in 2013, they came out with something called the Furby Furblings.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which are really funny.
It's a really interesting name. I don't even know what those even are. They're like small little pom poms. They're just like little balls.
Whitby is a mood.
As they would call them, tiny, adorable, and sweet creatures having matching fur patterns as the Furby Boom, which we haven't gone to yet.
Oh.
No. Then, after the Furblings, also in 2013, they had something called the Furby Party Rockers.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Which can sing and chat with your Furby and its friends.
Mhm.
These ones look like they would be something from a McDonald's toy or some sort of knockoff. Legit.
Yeah, I think that's kind of. I think there were some in McDonald's toys, if I remember rightly.
Possibly.
Yeah, I guess the Whitby one at the end. That's a mood.
Yeah, that's
That's
definitely
a whole mood.
That is real. It really is. And then after that, and also in 2013, you had the Furby Boom, which is just an updated version of the ones that came out in 2012. And they also have something called the Crystal series, which I don't really know what the Crystal series are.
They're kind of interesting. They're just like gradient colors.
But these have like pastel and festive sweater colors and stuff.
Yeah, which is interesting.
These ones are cool. These are cool looking.
They're a bold choice.
Yeah, not something I would necessarily go with, but because it's Furby, it kind of works.
I do like the Furby Booms and stuff, and these ones as well. I do like the way they do the eyes. I do think the eyes are pretty cute, because when you see them moving, they look like very smooth and very cute. It's very good.
And the eyes in this case are digitized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, which I do kind of prefer the old eyes, but that's because I like the old ones.
They made one, but it was unproduced, but it looked like it was called Golden Bloom.
Yeah.
Golden Boom. Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about that, but
this one looks pretty legit, unless it was customized and then added into it. Unproduced ones, it's really hard to determine if those are actual true Furbies or if it was something that a fan created and that's just kind of there.
I think it's I'm pretty sure it's an actual thing, but I don't know.
And then the last set of Furbies to hit the market, as far as I know, is in 2016, which is with the Furby Connect. And these are the most recent ones. And it looks like these ones do connect with Bluetooth. And I believe they would also probably talk with all of your other Furby friends as well.
Yes, which I will say, they are very cute, these ones. The Furby Connects are very cute.
Do they... Well, their eyes look really interesting, too. So their eyes almost look like they're LCD screens.
Yeah.
That's nifty. Now, is it just Bluetooth, or are they smart Furbies?
It's Bluetooth, I think. I think they do like have an app thing that they connect to. And I've seen
Hmm.
people hack them before, which is really funny because they can just make whatever show up on their eyes.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, which is pretty good.
But yeah, so that's basically a kind of like the adaptations history of the Furbies. I'm gonna let Deer take over now and go into the fandom of Furbies, and
Ooh.
this is where it gets fun and interesting.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
excited for this.
So it's mostly based on Tumblr and Instagram, I'd say. It started off on Tumblr, definitely, but it's kind of migrating over to Instagram, maybe on Twitter. I don't know. I'm not really on Twitter, but definitely on Tumblr. And it's mostly popular with like artists, toy collectors, and just, people looking for nostalgia. As far as like 90s toys and stuff go, which I'm a big 90s toy collector. I like 90s toys. I think they're neat. And yeah, it's kind of interesting because I know in a lot of fandoms, especially toy collecting ones, there's like a big thing of keeping toys in like mint condition or like unopened boxes and stuff. Basically take that idea and throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
Because the Furby fandom is pretty much the opposite, where like taking things out of box and like playing with them or just customizing, completely like redesigning them, like doing whatever you want with them is pretty much very encouraged. Yeah, it's pretty good.
it's so interesting because it's the opposite of what you would want to do for a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
But oddly enough, the more you do something with the Furby, it almost becomes more valuable.
Yes, because the thing is people tried to sell Furbies like on eBay and stuff for like a lot of money.
Yeah,
Um, that's wrong. Don't buy those. Basically, if you're spending more than like 20 quid for a secondhand Furby, you're paying too much. You're being ripped off.
which I think is about $30 or $40 US.
No, it's yeah, I guess. To be honest, even in US, I'd say don't pay more than like 25 for a Furby would be my thing.
Yeah,
Like don't I would go up to 30 because that's too much. Really under 20 would be best, but I know I've definitely gone over that before just because sometimes you get in bidding wars. And it's like, nope, this is mine now.
I mean, unless it's like, what if it's like an original?
Yeah, even then, it's not like I have.
It's not. I guess it's really not worth it since they've been passed
No,
around so
like some
much.
of mine were like inbox and stuff, and I've never paid more than like £20 for one. Yeah, it's just because there were so many of them made is the thing. Is there were a lot of them made. There's not a shortage of Furbies in any way, shape, or form. Which is also why customization is so like okay, because
Yeah,
there's so many of them. Like so many people just have them sat like in their garage or like in their basement. Yeah, that
I can picture like a not so distant future where like the world has been obliterated and there's
mhm.
someone just like walking across this dusted kind of plain, and all of a sudden like he finds a Furby
Well,
and it like turns on.
it's funny you say that, but we'll get into that later when we start talking about specific Furbies.
Yeah,
Because we do kind of have an example of that.
for real.
But yeah, I'd say as far as the fandom goes, what definitely I think kickstarted it into actual popularity um, was definitely the long Furby, which we'll go more into that later. But once that kind of came onto it, and once a YouTube creator called Strange Eons made a deep dive video on YouTube, and that also drove a lot of attention to it. I was in the fandom pre this, and I remember when I saw that Strange Eons posted that video, and I got really excited because I was like, yes, talk about Furbies, these dumb little children that I love.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean that's basically it. It's just people they post like photo sets and stuff, or they'll like customize them, sell them, do whatever. It's just fun. It's just people having fun with old toys.
And if we go back and we think about how many sold in like 3 years, 40 million units, that's a
Yep.
lot of Furbies. So like you said, there truly is just a ton out there. You just got to go looking for them, or
That's
they're
it.
probably in like your thrift store.
Oh yeah,
I bet you
definitely.
anything.
Yeah, absolutely. There is plenty out there. I mean, I got all mine off eBay just because I think that's the best place really if you like don't want to go outside.
You know what would be great is if like you go to like a vintage toy store and someone has outfitted their security cams with Furbies.
Furbies, yeah. I will say, me and
That would be awesome.
we were talking. I was talking about it with Sylvie, my best friend, the other day, and literally, I was saying that how if somebody ever broke into my house, I think the Furbies would be a great deterrent because the last thing you want to see when you walk into someone's room is a wall full of Furbies staring at you.
For real, that's so true.
They'd be like,
That's
"Well,
so true.
never mind, wrong house."
Like like I remember when you were talking about it on the last episode where you have like Furby skins like floating in the water. Like that could be like you could have that as a deterrent. You could have like your skin. Oh my god, this would be so messed up. But like if you were going on vacation, you could leave like a Furby skin on your desk or on your bed with like a scalpel on the side, and then just like things around, make it look like you're some like massive like I don't know Furby serial killer.
Drop some red ink around. You know?
Yeah, and someone comes in, they're just like, what the hell is going on in here?
Oh, I'll have to like leave one. Like I'll have to like take the screws out of one and like take it apart, leave it like wires exposed, sat on my desk.
For real. I've seen I've literally seen Deer showed me a picture where she took 2 glue sticks and she shoved them into her eyes. It's the only way to get the eyes out.
There
and I'm
are
like,
other
that
ways,
is terrifying.
Like in some of them, there's other ways where, but you have to like, which I didn't want to do on my first one, which is why I used the glue stick method. But on the rest of them, I've managed to do it the other way. But you have to like actually unscrew the whole Furby and take the whole thing apart, and then like go around the back and like get something sharp, which I use a needle threader, and just like poke out the eyes from the back through a little hole that's in there because there's like a tiny little hole in the back, and you can like poke out the eye chips from it. But it's kind of tough, and not all of them have it.
Oh my
That's
god.
interesting. It's brutal work.
It sounds like it.
Savage.
Gosh. I want to see this in like just as like a comic or as in like just like a 1-minute video clip. To come in and just have like this laid out like this murder scene. I bet there's something out there.
Probably. I would think so. But yeah, aside from that, I thought before we go into the next section, I thought it would be best to talk about some fandom terminology, just so that people actually know what we mean when we say things. And also so that if people want to get into Furbies, then they know where to look and they know what terms to look up and stuff. So yeah. But I thought the first thing, which if you want to get into Furbies, this is an important one, is the tags you want to look up are all Furby and / or safe Furby, just because those are the main ones that are used on Tumblr and Instagram as well, I think. But they use them for basically any like family friendly Furby content that's just wholesome. It's just tags used for wholesome Furby content. It's a good starting point if you're looking to get into it. And yeah, it's nice. It's a good.
So when you say safe Furby or all Furby, is there a bad Furby?
I don't think so. It's mainly just to avoid people. I think it's mainly to avoid people going in and being like, "Ew, Furbies are gross," and then tagging it as Furby.
Okay.
It's tags for the actual fandom as opposed to people being like, "Oh, weird." And also, I think at least for safe Furby, it's also. It's good for minors because it's things like avoiding stuff like drugs or alcohol, anything like that. If people would have posted stuff like that with their Furbies, it's avoiding anything like that. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh shoot! I looked at something the opposite of safe Furby. Don't do it.
What? What is it?
There's only one post.
Let me see.
So, okay. Oh no.
Oh, what is it? To
it just says down in the comment, it says, I did a thing. And you look down and you're just like, oh no, they created a thing. That's just the one thing. He created a penis.
wait, what? What?
Look down, right underneath standards. The word A, right underneath the A and the N.
Oh, that's just the other foot.
No, I
Space.
think that's supposed to be a P.
It's not. It's just the other
Is
foot
it?
that's bent. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's
That's
not a
your
penis.
mind. That's your mind.
Well, there you go. They tricked me. Damn it. Bummer. I thought I found
It's okay.
something.
You know what? If you want that to be your custom Furby, no one's gonna stop you.
No.
Just keep it out of the safe Furby and all Furby tags.
I'm just gonna whatever. I just wanted to see if there was something there. I'm trying different tags to see if I can find anything.
Oh my god.
Nope. That's not working. You continue on doing your thing.
But yeah, beyond that, there's also I thought we should go over what a custom Furby is, which is just any Furby that's customized or altered by its owner in any way. So that can be painting, like new eye chips, like painting the faceplate, completely like resewing its fur, whatever. It's just literally anything that customizes it, adding wings, horns, whatever you want to do to make it your own. And then off from that, a type of customized Furby is an odd body, which is where you get into the fun stuff. So an odd body is a customized Furby that's been given a different body to the original model. So a popular example of this would be a long Furby, which is basically what it sounds like, where you take a Furby and you make it really long. Yeah, if you've even if you're not into Furbies, I'd imagine a lot of people have heard of long Furbies, just because they kind of were a meme for quite a while, due to one very popular one. And yeah, there's a lot of other ones though. Like people take like Furby buddies that are like these little McDonald's like plush toys, and they put them on like Barbie bodies and stuff, which I love. Or they give them like Barbie legs, which makes me just incredibly happy.
Here's one that's got pants and boots, and then there's this other one that I saw. It's a giant worm, but it's got two heads.
Oh yeah,
one Furby, one's the other.
Yeah.
This one has like stick hands, and it's pink. Kind of looks interesting. There's another one. I think it's called Handsome Ryan.
There's I think my favorite one of my favorite kinds is the Forbes, the Furby orb. Where you take loads of Furbies and you stitch them together to make an orb of Furbies.
Is that the one that I sent you that looks like Katamari?
That's an example of one of them, yes. There's also, let me copy this link. Let me get this one for you.
I found one, I think this morning or last night, and I'm like, I think I found a Katamari. And I sent it to Felix, and then Felix is like, yeah, send that to Deer.
Yeah.
This looks sad. Someone just made a Furby, but gave him like button eyes.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a fob.
Oh, and they moved it around. That's awesome.
I think those are Furby buddies because they're not like actual mechanical Furbies. They're just like little Furby plushies, which are pretty good.
This one is really nifty. This would have taken a lot of time to
There's a lot of really cool ones.
Decorate. There's this one. It looks like a goat almost. Oh no, it's a mushroom Furby.
Ooh, I might.
It's red. It's got like these little corner horns. It's got a bell on it. It kind of looks like a mushroom.
I know them. It's like a mushroom.
Yeah, it's really cute.
In fact, it is a mushroom Furby. That's a Minecraft mob.
I don't like this one. This one's weird. Okay, this one I just found. It looks like a giant, like worm, like a tapeworm. That's creepy.
I know which one you mean. I know. Yeah, there they are. Wormy.
Yeah, Wormy in the Hollies.
I hate that I know all of these.
Figured out what it's doing there, but it slithers in the dark hours of the morning. Ah, it's creepy.
Here he comes.
Oh.
He's coming to say hi.
There's one that has teeth. But yeah, if you go if you guys ever just want to look for something funny, if you're just bored of Twitter, go to Tumblr. If you don't have a Tumblr, just create one. It's really easy. And then type in hashtag all Furby. You'll find the funniest, the weirdest stuff. Some of the times the coolest stuff. There's another cow Furby. That's a cool one.
Yeah, people do really neat things.
Really interesting stuff. Oh, a Furby fursuit. That's cool.
Yeah, they're really cute. I've seen that one.
These are nifty. Well, that's not a Furby. That's a Pokemon. Someone added udders.
Oh, yeah, nice. The cow Furby.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you want to find the really spicy stuff, if you look up Odd Body, then you'll find all of the cool ones. All of the really bizarre ones. Look at this guy. Let me send you a link.
Someone made a Furby in Minecraft.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was thinking from Handsome Ryan. Yeah, that one's an interesting. He looks like a good a proper gentleman, but so without those hands.
he can hold so many things.
He really can. Have you seen this one already? It's the Minecraft Furby.
Oh, I haven't. That's really cute. Oh no, that's really cute.
That's really cool. I figured you'd like that because you like Minecraft.
I would. Don't at me. I'll secretly add it to. I'll secretly add the mod to the Minecraft server and not tell any of my friends. Cool.
I wonder if someone's ever taken it far enough where they put Furbies in formaldehyde and then put them in on a shelf to make them look like they're.
Oh wait, this one is. I need to send you this one. This is the time of the podcast where we just look up Furbies.
People actually commission long Furbies.
Yeah.
Ah, what is that?
You walk.
This looks like from Toy Story, the first movie.
Here he comes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I'll leave this.
Oh my gosh.
I personally love him.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. So yeah, Furby cakes. These are great too. These are all awful. These all look like something that should have been on that baking show on Netflix. I can't remember what it is, but where you try to make it good, bad cooks try to make good items.
Oh God. Oh no.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, oh my God, holy long legs.
Oh, you look at the Gene one.
Yeah, from Cool Duel.
Yeah.
It's just
Jubby.
So,
Gene Furby.
Good Lord. But yeah, this is endless. I could just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Man, there's just so much on here. I might have to join this fandom just because it just seems like so much fun.
It's very good. It's very good. It's really easy just to go on a massive deep dive and just get lost in this weird Furby rabbit hole.
I kind of want to. That just seems like a really fun thing to do.
Be careful, you end up with 5 Furbies.
Yeah, but see, I'm a crafty person and I love creating things, and this is just something I would totally do. This is right up my alley.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God, someone created a Furby mobile. like little Furbies hanging from a chandelier.
Oh.
Let's talk about long Furbies, fandom favorites.
Yes. So long Furby, which we mentioned before as a very good example of an odd body, and also I think probably what got most people into the fandom, which they were originally made by Furby Buzz from Tumblr, or now known as Original Long Furby, with dots between the words, on Instagram. She is affectionately known as Mama Long Furby, and she was the first of her kind. I know there are many more, but she's commonly pictured with skeleton arms, which I love. It's very good. I would die for her. She does so many things with her skeleton arms.
Beautiful.
Such as eating pizza and going on picnics.
Oh my God. It's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, there's not that much to go into with her, but she's just very good. The first of many. I'm also making a long Furby.
Are you making one right now? It's in the works.
Yeah, I kind of stopped working on it because my sewing machine broke and I cannot be bothered to sew it by hand. But um, yeah, Mr. Moist Yeast, he's going to be a long Furby.
She has shared. Did we come up with that name? Did
I
we
think it
like?
was a combination of people because I think my friends, I was speaking to some other friends, and that was when it came up because I just thought the combination of moist and yeast was the grossest combination of words possible.
Truly is.
and,
It's
it,
just you don't want to say either of those words together, and when you do, you get
and
Deer's, wonderful
and
concoction.
I'm
It just
pretty
seems so right.
sure he had some other names as well, but I can't remember what they were. So now he's just moist yeast.
Gross.
Yeah. Aside from that, there's another example of a long Furby, which I can never pronounce the middle name. The third,
Plurbanim.
just like Thursday something boy porridge, which the boy porridge bit makes me very happy. Which is someone who, once again, people might actually know, because I feel like this is another thing that got a lot of people into the fandom was the Strange Eons video, and this was the long Furby that she made, who is very good. He is very good. He is eater of fingers and wonderfully gay, and he's very good. He's her long gay
Yes.
son.
He looks very handsome.
Yes, he just kind of loiters in the background of her videos or around her shoulders. She did go out in like public with him around her shoulders, just
That's
as like a
awesome.
fashion accessory, and I love that. I wish I was brave enough. I wish I was brave enough.
I would do it. I would totally
They
do
sell
it.
like there were these old Furby backpacks that they used to make, and I love them because they look literally like Furbies.
Oh my
And
god, I
honestly,
found
it's such
something.
a it's so good. It's so good. It's such it's fashion. It's peak fashion.
I've got a picture for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is very interesting.
Oh, who's he? Oh, I love him.
It's called Strange Eons. Oh, from Strange
Yeah,
Eons. That's who it
Strange
is.
Eons. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I love her, by the way. She's very good. Yes.
So
She's
I
very
believe
good.
she has made this one. What is the name of this one, though?
Wait, she made this one?
No, I think she
I
just
was gonna
shared
say.
this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember her making this one.
I think she shared this one, but she has no idea who made it.
Oh, he's
So
very
they're
good.
trying to figure out who made it. But yeah, it's very interesting.
He has very good hands.
Oh no! Someone made the Furbonomicon. Does anyone? I know what the reference is. The Nibblenomicon is from Borderlands 3. It's like this book that's made out of skin. But someone made a book out of skin, and then they kind of like created a Furby skin out of it too. Oh, I have to share this. Felix would love this. Oh my god, this is terrifying. Oh, you guys will also see this too. This is very, very weird.
Isn't the original the Necronomicon, which is a which is a H.P. Lovecraft thing?
It might be,
yeah.
And it probably Furbonomicon.
The Book of the Dead. Yeah. Oh, very good, very good. I love those staples. Very fleshy.
Very gross.
Lovely. Delicious.
Yum. But if you were to say that guy's name all the way through, it should be Thursday Plurbanim Boy Porridge. Plurbanim. Plurbonim.
I've heard it said out loud so many times, but it just never occurred to me to listen to it in a way that I'm gonna have to repeat out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
then our last one.
Yes, which is absolutely my favorite, and I think the most interesting Furby of the bunch, which I haven't included the notes for in the thing because I want you to witness this. I want to be able to tell you about this. I've got my notes secretly on another tab.
Yep.
All right, so Bumbleweed was a Furby who was first of all, he is owned by the Tumblr user Taro, Furby, and Chill. And he was originally found buried in the desert by a Reddit user who posted photos of him. And basically, Taro, Furby, and Chill saw the photos and spent over a month trying to track down and convince this user to send her this just extremely damaged and dirty Furby. Let me send you a photo of what this Furby looked like.
Who buries a Furby in the desert and then posts that information?
No, they didn't bury it. They found it buried. They dug it up. They just randomly found a Furby that had been buried in the desert. And this is what he looks like. Oh, this is what he looked like before she got him. Yep, she saw that photo and said, I want him. I want this boy to be mine. I would like to fix him up and make him good.
My God.
Yeah.
This thing is terrible looking.
And eventually, they agreed to send him to her. And so,
do you think they sold it to her?
They had people offering to buy him, but in the end, he just agreed to send him to her because he's just a good guy, I guess. Because she messaged him first, and he was like, "Well, I don't sell things online, so I don't have a PayPal or anything, but I can figure out how to send him to you." And so yeah, they agreed, and then somebody made an offer for him for like £50 or $50, and he was like, "Nah, it's fine. I'll just send him to this original person for free." Which is pretty sweet, to be fair. But yeah, she got him home, and she spent about a week getting him into clean condition. She like cleaned him off, completely, like took him apart, like scrubbed him down, gave him like a deep wash, like machinery, and just left him like bathing in water. Completely tried to get out as much as she could. And then which she did a very good job, to be fair. He was looking much better. And then, which I'll send you some photos in a bit. But and then once he was clean, she sent him off to Tumblr user Furby Tech, who basically took him and repaired him as much as he could, or tried to figure out if they could get him working, like fully took apart his machinery and stuff and looked inside to see if any of the wires were damaged, which he was very gross and like rusty and stuff inside.
Oh my God.
But he worked.
Really?
Yes. And so they managed to just about get him working again, which they like to say that he picks up satellite signals because he makes very funny noises. He's very glitchy, and he suffers from MSA, which is a common thing that a lot of the like 90s Furbies suffer from, which is me sleep again syndrome, which basically means that you wake them up and then they'll go through the wake up sequence, and then they'll just say me sleep again, and then I'll go back to sleep. Basically, no. Yeah, and then eventually they'll wake up a bit, but typically they do just kind of keep being like me sleep again and then sleep.
Sad.
Yeah, but normally they kind of work. They will sometimes work for a while, so it's okay. Like you can get them kind of working again, which is good. Which, to be fair, I will say, when it comes to Furbies, a lot of the times the ones that are like mute or have like bugs or glitches or whatever, or just have like issues like a broken beak or whatever, normally they're the ones that are more sought after, because it's just like different and it's cute, which is kind of fun. But yeah, they managed to get him working, and he even came home with a boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, they have another Furby called Saguro, another thing which I've never had to say out loud, who is very cute. He's a little Dalmatian Furby. But let me send you this video of him of Bumbleweed working, which you can see why he was called Bumbleweed, because it's a pun for tumbleweed. But yeah, there he is. There's the noises that he makes.
Oh my God.
He picks up radio signals.
That is terrifying sounding.
He picks up signals from the desert. Here he is. The desert god.
Is that the name that they gave him, or is that his original name?
That's the name they gave him.
What did they ever figure out what his original...
They don't really have one. They don't have like a system to recognize their own name or anything.
Interesting.
I don't know if the original ones even have microphones, to be honest. Actually, no, I think they do, but mainly they like go by like touch and stuff. They have like touch sensors and things, but they do have microphones. recognize some phrases, but yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's see if I can find the
Yeah,
Furby generations.
In fact,
I wonder if we can identify one of them.
Speak to them. But yeah, so this one, because I've got one of these. This is a leopard, I believe, is what he is. He's one of like the first generation leopards.
Okay.
And yeah, but they've called him Bumbleweed because tumbleweed, because he was found in a desert.
Sense.
Yeah. Which is pretty cute. But yeah, he is by far my favorite Furby. Just because I think it's really interesting the lengths they went through for him.
That's crazy, though. Wow. I mean, she did a really good job.
She did. She did. It's very good.
Before we let go for the day, do you want to talk about the NSA and Pentagon?
Ooh, yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Because this is funny.
Wait, let me quickly.
Gotta love American conspiracies. It's not a conspiracy. You just gotta love American spy ridiculousness. Blow everything out of proportion.
Very good.
It's what we do best.
I'm just trying to remember what year it was. I think it was 1990. Yeah, it was 1999. In January of 1999, the National Security Agency of the United States banned Furbies from entering the NSA's yes, thank you, property. Yeah, they were banned by the government from entering NSA property and entering the Pentagon. Furbies were deemed a security risk to the Pentagon for fear that they would share government secrets. Which they would. They totally would if they could. Like, they can't.
They totally would.
Like, they can't. They don't have, like, they don't have the... I think they do have microphones, but they don't have the thing to actually be able to record. Mm-hmm. So, like, they can't record things, is the thing, because they don't have, like, any of those, like, systems to be able to do that. So it's very funny. For some reason, they just really thought that they could record and repeat phrases, which they can't do. But they thought that if they could record and repeat phrases, they might accidentally record government secrets and then say them when taking them out, which they can't do. But I kind of wish they could, just because it would be really funny. It would be very funny if they were, because this is the thing, is. They have the look in their eye. They would absolutely leak government secrets if they could. If Furbies were sentient, they would leak government secrets, and I believe it.
I just think, and I was telling Deer before we started recording, I was like, it'd be funny is if like the government utilized Furbies and they kind of like made them into grenades and then just threw them. People would never suspect that. So you'd be like a terrorist, right? And be like, what the hell is that? And it'd blow up before you realize it's a Furby. Be the best thing ever.
See, it's smart. Smart engineering.
Or you throw it and it blows up and like 10 more Furbies, like,
God.
Like all of a sudden like erupt out of nowhere.
You look into the distance and just see a wall of Furbies.
It's like a nuke, right? You nuke, and then like just out of the nuke comes like 100,000 Furbies from like the dust, and you're just like, oh shit.
Oh my god. Put little wheels on the bottom of them.
Oh my god. It would be so scary. I think that would be more terrifying than the nuke itself. I'd be like, god. Run!
It would be. Oh like, no.
Run for your lives. Oh Lord. Oh god.
Oh no.
But yeah. But if you guys have Furbies and you want to share them with us, please email us and let us know at talktothemuzzle@gmail.com. We love seeing emails come in. I read all of them, and then I also have our host go in and read them as well if you guys ever have questions for them or if I feel like it's something that they should see. Or you can post them on Twitter and tag us in them, or you can go into Telegram and post pictures in there and tag us as well. We love seeing everyone chat, and we love seeing everyone participate. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, if you ever have any of that, just let us know. Is there anything else we want to talk about Furby-wise? Do we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. I would very much like to see photos of people's Furbies.
Yes, we would love to
I
see
would
it. So
love
if you
that.
have a Furby, take a picture of it with you. We want to see you.
Yeah.
Unless you're afraid of like showing us your face. That's totally fine
Which,
too.
like, same, so that's fine.
Yeah, you could just blur out your face or whatever. Or put the Furby over your face. That works too.
If you have a fursuit, take some fursuit pics with your furb.
Yeah, show us your collection. We want to see it. But yeah, thanks for listening to our episode, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.